Okay, we're back for another one. Hopefully we get a good one this time that fits a couple other things. Leap second. 25 years ago, I went to build an LED digital analog clock that would be accurate to better than 1 second per year, so I would have the fun of adjusting it when a leap second occurred. The simple goal resulted in a most interesting journey into electronics, horology, astronomy, test equipment, quartz oscillators, rubidium, and cesium atomic clocks, hydrogen macers, frequency counters, and phase comparators, GPS, Lorenz, GOES, and WWV, WWVB, radio receivers, oh my goodness, portable clocks, Anchorage rocks, Seattle clocks, how to watch a leap second on December 31st, 2005. When was this last modified? 2019, okay. Replace 3,600 leap seconds with 1 leap hour. Oh my goodness, how come these sites are all broken? New Year's 2001. Not that you know what a leap second is. Have you wondered if you can see one? Can you hear leap seconds? Several of us enjoy capturing leap seconds. You have to be quick. You have to plan ahead. You have only 1 second to fish and then wait a year or 2 or even 7 before your next chance. Below are examples of catching a leap second, in fact. As a kid in the summer of 1972, I used a shortwave radio cassette audio tape recorder to record the first leap second. Alas, I still can't find that tape. Doug Hogarth has a nice set of leap second captures on his website. Dude. That is nuts. The only time you'll ever see 60 in the second spot. This might be the oldest leap second photo on the web, a Spectracom Netclock 2 showing the 1992 0630 leap second. At the time, I ran a Stratum 1 server, which was, if I recall correctly, Macintosh 2 FX using AUX. Netclock 2 had an antenna on the roof and was attached to the Mac via RS-232. I wanted to capture the leap second crossing event, so I set up my personal Sony HI8 camcorder in the office to record around the event. I still have the tape somewhere. I had access to a video capture board that was pretty good for single images, but not so good for making movies. So I captured this image from the video and published it. Humor department, could this be a leap second from the 1950s? Whoa, that one rotates. Old analog electric clock catching a leap second. That's its normal display. It does not have a 0. It's a model 100 GMT Numicron Timeter by Timeter Electronics, the Penwood Numicron company in Pittsburgh. I believe it's made in 56 from the date code. Let's see, 12-hour model, trying to show a leap second. How to catch a leap second, GPS MEA output. So if you wanted to capture a leap second, this is like the way to do it. And time.gov, some sort of NTP trace. How not to catch it, any analog, quartz digital, wristwatch, kitchen clock, train, airport, bank, or any public clock, PC clock, radio controlled clock, PDA, cell phone, pager, and Lorenz sundial. Well, I mean, a sundial will, tell you where the sun is at the leap second, or rather, the moon maybe. Stream amateur timekeeping from Harrison to Einstein. Huh. Clock powers of 10. If you wanted to know more about time, this is the place to go, I guess. And among other things, and knowing a lot of other things. iTime. Anyway, so let's go back to our favorite engine again. Grab another one. Rainforest Splendor. Stern's Splendors of the Rainforest. Bromeliads and orchids are the floral aristocrats of the rainforest. They display an incredible range of form and size, When they bloom an impressive palette of extraordinary colors, these plants are native to the tropical and subtropical areas of the Americas, the majority indigenous to South America. Most of them grow as air plants on the trunks and branches of the trees. Some species wrap their roots around porous rocks, while others, such as the pineapple and earth stars, grow in the soil. 2/3 of the world's plant species are found in the tropical rainforest, including orchids and bromeliads. Ooh. Bro, that looks like it belongs under the water. That one halfway. Ooh. Parrot. Where'd you... okay, it's on the back of a chair. I'm like, huh. Let's see. Horticultural links. Garden splendors from around the world. Garden Web's World. You can open that. After growing successfully, I decided it was time for a new challenge. My target was orchids. Orchids require temperature range consistent with their place of origin. Some demand high temperatures and flourish in a hothouse. Others are quite content with the temperature of the typical home. Still others are unhappy if the temperature rises above 60 degrees. Cool house. Let's see. Keep a going. Let's... Oh no! Why do you always do this to me? Horticultural societies. Plant resources. Dude. Cactus. The cactus. That's a cool tree. Probably what they based Minecraft jungle trees off of, to be honest. Ooh. Let's see, what does this one have? Tillandsias, spectacular Tillandsias. Can you imagine plants flourishing in the desert, sending arching sprays of fragrant flowers over their leaves, not rooted in the desert sand, but perched on top of a cactus? Or lovely white fuzzy grass-like plants growing happily on rock under the hot Peruvian sun in locations where it seldom rains? These are typical members of one of the most fascinating plant groups, the Tillandsia family. Native to the southern U.S. and Latin America, Tillandsias are true air plants. They can nourish themselves totally, imbibing rain and dew and whatever nutrients the air brings to them. Through their leaf tissues, their roots are primarily used to attach themselves to a surface, a tree, branch, a cactus, or a rock. Interesting. Mountain Tillandsias. What plants can be mounted? Because most bromeliads are epiphytic. What can they be mounted on? On anything mounted on wood, cork, bark, rock, or other such surfaces which holds moisture, they'll grow roots, enabling the plant to fasten itself to the substrate. A few example possibilities: branch or twig, grape and manzanita are popular. Slab of wood, block of osmond fiber, coconut shell, driftwood, cedar shingle, lava rock. Choose a mount which will not disintegrate under the conditions provided. A picturesque piece of wood exposed to water once a week can last for years. Outdoors, exposed to high humidity and extended periods of rain, it may last only a year or two. Plants may be attached with waterproof adhesives such as liquid nails or goop or silicone sealer available in hardware and home builder stores. The plant needs to be held in place until the glue hardens. Liquid nails and goop harden fairly fast. Silicone sealer takes a bit longer. A hot glue gun is fastest and quite safe if the plant is attached after the glue has cooled a few seconds. Sheet moss or other spaghetti moss pressed around the plant and onto the glue give the mount a more natural appearance. And hold moisture, encouraging the plant to produce roots. Plants may be fastened with nylon monofilament, fishing line leader, which is nearly invisible. Strips of Velcro or nylon stocking are excellent for temporary fastening, that is, until glue sets or roots form. When can they be mounted? How are mounted plants watered or fertilized? Plants can be sprayed or misted every day, but the easiest way to water is to plunge the plant once a week into a container of water to which fertilizer at no other than strength may be added and let it soak for an hour or so. When the plant is taken out of its bath, excess water should be shaken or drained off. Water trapped in the plant can cause rot. Tillandsias must dry completely between waterings. The plant cannot breathe through the wet leaf surface. Interesting. Here, waterboard your plant and then pull it out and make sure it dries out. That's how you water these plants. Cool. Cactus and succulents. These are the plants that some of my family needs. Love for tropicals started more than a decade ago when I was delighted by the sight of bizarre shapes of Euphorbia lactecristata, the elkhorn cactus. Shortly afterwards, I fell in love with Cereus monstrosus, which I selected for its unusual shape. A few more succulents followed, and I was hooked. They are hard to kill. Okay, peanut cactus. Where is... Let's pick... Ooh, that is a cool looking cactus. Huh. That's not a cactus. Let's see. That's cool. Huh. That's a cactus? Really? That's cool. I think that's one my mom could have and not kill anyway. You didn't hear that? That's a cactus too? What is this? What? That's wild. Anyway. Yeah. Timekeeping and plant husbandry. If you liked the content, if you enjoyed it, if you think I deserve it, like, comment, subscribe, leave any criticisms you have or what have you. I appreciate it. Feed that algorithm, like I said, and I will see you guys in the next one.